Okay, so who the hell would have thought that this episode would reintroduce a character that was beloved and respected a lot by literally the My Hero Academia fan base? And this is Stain the Killer. Yeah, I'm not going to really hold any more spoilers on this point. This whole episode was essentially this vigilante, who I guess I should have suspected was Stain, considering the way he acts, his MO, but what really gave it away was his damn ability of just stunning people the second he tastes their blood with his tongue. And oh my god, him just going on a rampage before makes me think, so his whole thing about being a villain and all this and that, like the respect of how unfair and unjust the world of My Hero Academia is, pretty much it's all bullshit, only because he's attacking people who took the drug. Like, yeah, I get it, some of them were given the drug and they took it willingly. However, the second that I know for sure that he knocks out people who definitely are villains, but considering that he's going after very young folk, I shouldn't be surprised. He tried to kill Ida, all because he was the brother of Indinium and all that fun stuff. This is like way worse. He was a vigilante, which, I mean, his sense of justice was already twisted. And the fact that he just understands a twisted way of what Knuckleduster was trying to tell him about being a hero, about how him being a vigilante, just killing people, is because he can hide who he is, like he's wearing a mask. And okay, there's so much to go over. So obviously, beginning part, Yakuza gets knocked out by Stain. Not surprised there. We move on to the Three Stooges, which, I mean, I guess seeing them, I guess it's an insult naming them the Three Stooges, but I still don't remember their names really well. Probably next episode I'll get a good hit on it. But yeah, we get to see these three like genuinely show that they're pretty chill. They're pretty much actually friends, which is nice to see, because these three were terrible. Like, they just were the worst when they were introduced. However, I think I've kind of come around with how they're kind of treating their lizard friend, well, because he's recovering and all, like, they're treating him pretty good. Like, they just recovered from the whole trigger situation and from being attacked from the doll thing. But outside of that, we have Mr. Spikes, like, confront the part-timer villain again. And I do want to make a mention that Stain does seem to view part-timer villain as a villain that will eventually be judged. However, he's using her to basically find the villains that he needs to eliminate for his whole justice thing. And the biggest thing that got my attention is her she knows that the target's gonna be Mr. Spikes here, and trying to get him to bring his friends here. And the fact that he didn't, not to mention that he rejected the drug, kind of shows that despite his rough exterior and all that, there is at least some honor with him. Not to mention, his viewpoint was pretty interesting, because we rarely get to see a viewpoint of someone scruffy, per se. And seeing how he views everyone as mocking him, like, outside of his, like, two friends, kind of shows why he's so constantly aggressive. And an interesting aggressiveness compared to Bakugo's annoying fucking screaming, but that's besides the point. So, part-timer villain hates this. She doesn't like the fact that he's taking the boring route, so she forces Trigger into him. And yeah, like, Koichi comes in, he obviously, through the situation he's seeing, he sees that the vigilante is fighting an old foe. He doesn't know the context. But when he sees that the vigilante's trying to kill him, it's like, oh shit, wait a minute. No, I'm not letting that happen. And yeah, like, he's trying to save Soga. I think that's what Koichi called him. So he's trying to save Soga from Vigilante, well, from Stain. And Stain sees this, and he does acknowledge that Koichi is doing, like, a good deed. However, the fact that he's trying to help a villain is unfortunate, because he obviously stops Koichi in his tracks after stabbing him and getting his blood to stop him. Then Knuckleduster comes into play, and it kind of shows. This is like a very naive Stain, because dude does see, like, the range and stuff. Like, he's kind of analyzing how to handle Knuckleduster. At first, he's trying to say we're one and the same. And it's like, no, we're not. You're a crazed one. I'm at least trying to stop people. I'm a real hero compared to you. And obviously that annoys Stain enough to want to try to kill him. And, like, I just love Knuckleduster. Dude puts a line like, you can walk away, but if you cross this line, you're donezo. Dude was thinking crossing the line, so once he tried to use his speed, Knuckleduster crosses the line and just knocks the ever-living fuck out of him and breaks his nose, as well as breaks the mask, showing that, yeah, this is more of a phony mask, trying to portray something he really isn't. He is just a killer. He's just out looking for blood, which, I mean, it's worse considering season 2, where he was rejected by the society, so he went the vigilante route first, and then he said, fuck it, I'm just being the killing route, which included heroes, which by that point, I mean, you're just a villain. But outside of that, it was pretty cool that he got back up, he kept fighting, but he found a weird, twisted ideology, like something awoke in him when Knuckleduster explained, like, why this vigilante is wrong. And he's like, you're right, I'm wearing a mask. I need to be my true self. Thank you for making me see this, because now, obviously, the twisted ideology we see from literally season 2 of My Hero, it comes into play. So, Knuckleduster, interestingly enough, gave him an idea that basically allowed all of them to live. But outside of that, it was funny watching, like, Pop Step comes in. She's obviously worried for Koichi, and then she sees Soga, and obviously she is super furious. He's like, she helps, but she obviously doesn't want to help. And then, like, Koichi being the nice guy is checking up on him, and obviously Soga questions, like, how can Koichi just be this positive after having almost been killed? And, I mean, Pop Step, the way she responds, just calling him an idiot, you damn well know she has something for Koichi, and it's just funny. Even Soga's like, oh, I see how it is. Just kind of leaves the topic alone. Like, you can clearly see that she likes him, and it's just funny. Like, this whole scenario is wholesomely funny. And then we obviously get Stain getting, like, into who he is. Dude destroyed his nose, damaged his nose, or did whatever the fuck he did. But yeah, we get the origins of why Stain looks so fucking weirdly disgusting, in a sense. But yeah, episode ends. Obviously, B-Girl's, like, enjoying this whole thing. But my golly, I did not think of Stain coming into play. Like, I don't know why I didn't think it was him when he went on a murder spree last episode. But overall, 10 out of damn 10.